he led a life of a king, but he was not very devoted in the earlier part of the life. So later he started showing spirituality. It is said that Lord wanted to bring him towards his direction. One night appeared to him in his dream as Srinivasa, Tirumala Srinivasa, and attracted him towards his form. By seeing that beautiful form of the Lord, he became fascinated, he became attracted, and he became connected with the Lord. So slowly he started associating with the devotees. He started hearing from them all the Bhagavatam, then Ramayana, Mahabharata, all the Vedic perspectives. He started listening to their discourses. So he very soon became an ardent devotee of the Lord, and he started ignoring his royal duties also. And he was planning to retire to Srirangam and completely spend his life dedication in the service of Lord Ranganatha. But his dutiful ministers, they were advising and finding various means and ways. So being very pleased with the Kulashekara's attempt, God sent his commander-in-chief Vishwakshena to initiate him into spiritual life. So Vishwakshena came him and gave him the Mantropadesha and bringing him into Vaishnava perspectives. Till then he was known as Kulashekara, but after the initiation he became known as Kulashekar Alwar, the emperor of kingdom of devotion. So he is always referred as king of the kingdom of devotion because he requested the Lord to consider him to be the servant of the Supreme Lord's servant. The ministers regularly organized discourses like Ramayana, Mahabharata and all. And specifically he became very much fascinated by Valmiki's Ramayana. He became very much connected to Lord Ramachandra's pastimes. So whenever he used to hear Ramayana, he used to perceive that Ramachandra is acting in front of him. He used to perceive that Ramayana is happening in front of him. He was able to visualize the entire pastimes of the Lord. So he became so much attached to Lord Ramachandra. One of his head priests was reciting Valmiki Ramayana. At one particular point he was reciting about Lord in Dandakaranya. Lord Ramachandra facing 14,000 Rakshasas, Karadoshana. Single-handedly with one bow and one arrow he fought with 14,000 Rakshasas. As soon as he heard that, he became so much inspired by the Lord, he immediately called all his army generals and he himself prepared ready to march towards Dandakaranya. The ministers were all thinking how to communicate to the king that this pastime happened so many years back. Lord Ramachandra has already finished, but he was thinking like Ramayana is happening right now. He is thinking Lord Ramachandra is alone and these demons are thinking that there is nobody to support Ramachandra. I am there to support Ramachandra. Let me go with my entire army and let them defeat along with me. I will be support to Lord Ramachandra. Now ministers were thinking how to communicate to him, how to convince him. So slowly they made a plan. They made one set of army, a small group to go further, and they made them come back on the way. And the army communicated, my dear Lord, you need not go. Lord Ramachandra has already killed the army personally. We need not go there. Lord Ramachandra is safe and secure. Nothing happened to him. Then Kulashekara became pacified. He became happy. Okay, my Lord is able to handle the situation. A person who was used to recite, one day he became sick. So he could not come. So he had sent his servant who doesn't know which to recite and what not to recite. So now, when he came, this boy came, he did not know. He started taking up the topic where Lord Ramachandra is fighting with Ravana. So Ravana is giving full fight and full opponents to Lord Ramachandra, and Ramachandra was also, that fight was going on so tough. Kulashekara became so inspired. Who is the dirty Ravana who came to kill my Lord? I will go kill him, put his entire dynasty to pieces, and I will save Mother Sita and I will hand over her to Lord Ramachandra. So he started walking towards the ocean and he jumped into that ocean also, without waiting for his army. This time no army general is not required. I myself will go and defeat that Ravana. He started swimming towards Lanka. So Lord became so much happy by this performance. Lord Ramachandra personally appeared to him and brought him to the shore and walked him till he came to his palace, which was not visible to anyone. Only for him he was visible. He said, don't worry, I have already killed Ravana. I brought Sita with me. Nothing to worry. And the situation is under control. In the meantime, the ministers were thinking, king is becoming too much into this devotional perspective. Unless we bring him to the external consciousness, he is not ruling the kingdom. He is not giving attention to the kingdom's activities and all. So they thought these Vaishnavas who are coming and reciting these various scriptures and all are brainwashing our king. So we should make our king negative towards his Vaishnavas. Then only he will come out of that attachment towards devotion and he will become a normal man. So they made a master plan. They brought some Vaishnavas and while the king was serving all these Vaishnavas and while they were reciting all these things and all, some of the ministers went and stole the deity jewelry and hid them in one of the Vaishnavas' bags. Made a message that the jewelry of the deity was lost. So when the message was heard by Kulashekar, the Kulashekar called all the ministers and said, what happened? Please find who had stolen the jewelry. So then the minister said, nobody has come to your palace, sir, except these Vaishnavas, nobody has come closer. We doubt that some of these Vaishnavas have stolen this jewelry. Then Kulashekar became very angry. He said, you are blaming such a persons that I think them as pure devotees of the Lord, representatives of the Lord, and you are saying they have gone for these material perspectives of stealing all these things and all. They exhibit such low qualities. Do you expect? So he immediately called one pot with a cobra without removing his poison fangs, and he said, if you say that they are stolen and if they have actually stolen, this cobra will bite me. But if they have not stolen, this cobra will not touch me. And he put his hand into that pot where that live cobra was there. After some time also that cobra did not attack and it was silent. Then he removed his hand and said, yes, see, the cobra did not attack me. Means there is something wrong. You are blaming these Vaishnavas very wrongly. Then that minister he came forward, begged, fell down at the feet of Kulashekar and prayed forgiveness. And he said, my dear Lord, please forgive me. We thought unless you come out of this devotional perspective, you are not giving attention to the kingdom's duties and all. That's why we had conspired this thing, so that we could blame these Vaishnavas and make you repellent to these Vaishnavas and you focus upon this. So from that day, Kulashekara became very much averse to this kingdom, all these ministers. He thought people with such a negative mentality, I cannot stay with them. He was always thinking of how to renounce the kingdom. In the meantime, his son, he had trained him. So he handed over his kingdom to the son. So he and his daughter went away to Ranganatha, and they started serving the Lord there personally. So he got his daughter married to Ranganatha also, and very soon he also, at the age of 65, he kept his body and went back to Godhead. He stayed for 67 years.
One shloka in particular from this literature was an all-time favorite of Srila Prabhupada, which he would quote
Krishna tadiya padapankaj panjarantam Addaiva visatume manasa rajahansa Prana prana samai kaphavata pitau Kantavarodhana vidhau Smaranam kutaste.
Let the royal swan of my mind enter the tangled stems of the lotus of your feet. Right now, I am hale and hearty. If I were to die now, I'd be very much protected because my mind is focused in your loving remembrance.